Good evening. The vaccine rollout ramped up today with more shots given to BC seniors. But tonight we're learning some people were able to book appointments when they should not have.
There is confusion about how police officers were able to book their inoculations without actually being eligible, and it doesn't end there. Our Penny Daflos broke this story. Penny, what more have you learned?
Well, conservative estimates put the number at 100, but I'm hearing up to a few hundred Metro Vancouver police, both municipal and RCMP, were able to book appointments for their COVID shot, even though they are not eligible. Both Mounties and municipal police blame, quote, misinformation and confusion from local health authorities. Police are not rollout, but correctional officers in jails are. Did that contribute to call takers allowing those who self-identified as police to book? Quite possibly, and here's where the confusion gets worse. The chiefs and leadership within the police agency have asked members to voluntarily cancel those appointments, and that has resulted in actually more confusion, according to the BC Police Association.
And the comment from the call taker, well, specifically questioned the member as to why they were canceling their appointment, because they could come and get the vaccine, and then actually made reference to the fact that the chiefs, if you want to call it that, aren't doctors, so what do they know? Which, I thought was funny, because, again, here's more miscommunication.
It's obviously very possible that some officers knew they were not eligible and they found this loophole. No one actually knows how many appointments were booked. This morning, I asked Fraser Health and Vancouver Coastal Health how this could happen. They did not respond. 5 minutes ago, the Ministry of Health responded, saying they'd be watching for future bookings, but wouldn't say what will happen for police who actually show up for their booked vaccinations, Micha.
So, Penny, shifting gears a little bit now, you've also been digging into some of the numbers around variants in our communities.
A month ago, Dr. Bonnie Henry said they had screened every COVID case in a specific week to see if there were any undetected variants floating around in the community. At the time, she said it was only 3 cases. Turns out it was 10 times that.
And there was about 30, so about 1% were positive for the screening test, and that was some of the data that I reported at the modeling. And then there were 3 of those that had been done at the time that I reported it. So it was slightly higher.
So it doesn't sound like much, but 0.1% to 1% is actually a really big difference. Add to that the fact that they quietly changed the information in a slide during last week's modeling presentation without acknowledging it, and you've got some researchers saying it speaks to a much bigger problem around both transparency and ongoing data problems we've seen many times now over the course of the pandemic. I've been asking the BC CDC to explain how there could be a 10-fold change. I've been asking since Friday. They initially said they replied, but haven't provided any information. Henry says variants now account for 10% of cases in BC, with 163 identified over the weekend, Mija.
Penny, thanks for staying on top of this story.